So back after a long break here with the video. Clearly things have not been going the way I planned because I didn't intend to have a break of such a long time between videos. But things have been really tough and just been super busy and barely just coping with things currently. Not anything I'd like to get into, but 2021 has rolled around. It's time I get back to doing things. I think one of the keys is not trying to do things perfect and instead just trying to do things consistently. So keeping that in mind, I think I should just get started with this video, which is going to be talking about my plans and goals, I guess, in 2021. And I'm just going to stick to that. So just to recap a little bit, just take a minute or two and talk about what's happened and why the videos have not been made. It's always good to look in the past, as long as you don't, you just look in the past to learn from your mistakes and learn from where you got wrong. I think it's probably not wrong to say what I just said, that I've been having a tough time with coping and not having too much time. It's true. It's not that it's not true, but at the same time, it was not that I could not make any videos. There was possibility. It's just at those times I probably chose to relax, chose to take it easy at sometimes because I was just so overwhelmed and so frustrated. Things have been frustrating lately, and overall last several months it's just been like every day has just been the same. At the same time, just not tough, but just hard to describe it. Basically busy. So it's like I might get a little time free, and that free time is not something that I'm just too tired and I'm just too stressed out, frustrated at that point to sit and work on a video, or sit and work on something productive. Maybe I have changed that already into this year, and I'm happy about that, and we'll get into that. But basically, what to learn from the past is, the first thing I quoted is just and I think that should be my theme or my sort of motto for 2021, is to be consistent and at the same time not perfect. Like, I need to make a very hard effort to not try to be perfect, because my brain works in a weird way where if I'm not doing something perfect, it doesn't want to do it. Like, it has this really high standard that it must be done a certain way and it must be done right, sort of a thing. And what happens in that is, at times, because the pressure for doing that certain way is there on me at all times, so it makes it where I might not feel like doing the thing because I cannot do it perfect. But at the same time, I need to realize if I just keep taking small steps consistently, as I talked about in detail in my goals video, how to reach your goals, I will not get there perfectly, yes, but I will still get there. And I think getting there and reaching your goals is more important than having to do it right, or having to do it perfectly, or having to set aside that exact 30 minutes that I will do something, or having a proper time schedule where everything, each minute of your day, each hour of your day is timed out. I think that's a mistake that all of us do. We just try to do things too correct. And I don't know, we're built this way, I guess. So, but at the same time, what's important is that you do it consistently, not perfectly. Since you might keep trying to do it perfectly and you might not even get off the ground on something, and you might never get off the ground because you're trying to do it perfectly. While someone who's being consistent, he will make mistakes, he will do things imperfectly, he will not do them best, but he'll keep moving forward and keep moving towards that goal, and he'll eventually get there. While that non-perfect guy might work one day perfectly, but then if he's not going to work for 3 days after that because he's can't get himself to do it, because he's not able to do it unless he's doing it perfectly, then that creates a really major problem to where it just stagnates. So this creates an atmosphere of stagnation is what it is. So this is a atmosphere of stagnation because one day you do it, next day you don't. While this is creates an atmosphere of not motivation, motion, basically movement, constant movement. So I guess I can write it as movement. So as long as there's constant motion or movement, you're going to get to your goal eventually. So my goal for 2021 is to be on constant movement and motion and not stagnate. Basically, don't be still, keep moving forward, keep doing it, whatever little you can do, whatever haphazard way it is, just do it, sort of a thing. And the other thing which always matters is to be positive, be more positive, versus being negative. And again, something that we are very good at is being negative about things and the way the things are and the way the things will work out. And I don't know, it's our mind again works like this, to where if we don't force ourselves literally to be positive about things or think in a positive way and train ourselves, our mind defaults to the negative for some reason, to where you will take every situation and think, oh, this is the worst, and even some things that might not be negative, you end up making it into a negative. No doubt things have been really bad this last year. 2020 has been a really rough year for everyone. At the same time, you got to look at the positives. Like, you can't just be like, because the problem with that mindset is things are bad right now, so I'll do it, I'll do my goals, but I'll do them later, that mindset, because right now things are bad. So you get affected by that external negativity that's going on around the world, and it kind of affects you to where you're gloomy and you're not wanting to do things, or you feel that it's okay because things are tough, so I should just let go a little, I should take it easy a little because things are tough. While that is true to some extent, you need to give yourself a little bit of a break, and you need to give yourself that time to yourself and the rest and relaxation. That's really important. At the same time, it's not an excuse. You need to make sure it doesn't become an excuse for the reason for what you're not doing things that you're supposed to do. And oftentimes that's what ends up happening, because that's a very slippery slope right there. Like, what you need to really be in control, where you set your bar. Okay, if what is the relaxation time I actually need? Is 1 hour enough? Is 2 hours enough to myself, or do I need more? And your mind's always going to tell you that you need more. Your mind's always going to go towards having free time and not doing anything, being free and idle. Your mind will always look for free and idle time. And just know, when you are taking free and idle time, this should be limited. This should be a reward. This playtime or free time should be a reward. It should not be something that you're giving yourself for no reason. Absolutely. Because if you have too much of this, it's just bad. An idle mind is an evil mind. If you don't give yourself something to do, you don't keep busy, you don't keep engaged in some hobby, some passion, work, you just end up in a bad place. So while it is important to give yourself time to yourself and to take some time off, watch a movie, play a game, whatever it may be that you enjoy doing, don't do too much of that. So free idle time versus let's say busy time. So free idle versus busy, and your busy time is generally your work. You're working, you're doing something, you're not sitting idle. And I don't mean professional work, just any work. You're just busy. So with that said, this is kind of my motto and my goals gone in 10 minutes. So let's spend a little time talking about where I am currently and where I want to be. So I kind of made this chart before, which is like a present and a future chart. And I don't want to spend more than like 5-10 minutes here because I've done this before. But this is a good way to set it up. And so first thing is inconsistent, which I am currently. And I just want to be consistent. And what I've realized is I need consistency from external sources too. When people are not consistent with me, I find it really hard to be consistent. It's not that others are to blame or that I am blaming others, but it's just like I need to, how do I say this without, I need to set that boundary. I need to make sure that I force that consistency in, because that's how I work. That's how I'm able to function. And so I want to give consistency to the other people around me in my life. At the same time, I want to make sure that I'm receiving consistency from them, and when I'm not, I need to express that. I need to explain this is not working for me or whatever. Like, I need to set some boundaries there. That's it. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. I need to set those boundaries because I'm very overly giving. When it comes to my time, when it comes to me, I'm very self-sacrificial. And I need to stop doing that. I look to make other people happy at my own expense, at my own happiness, at my own feelings. I don't really consider myself. I always consider the other person first, especially when it comes to people who are close to me. And that makes things very difficult for me at times. And I don't express it almost ever. And so I need to set those boundaries where no, my time is my time sort of a thing. And I need to do this for myself. So I need to do that better. At the same time, I don't want to be rude or mean. It's just, I need to make sure I take care of myself. And if I take better care of myself, automatically I feel I'll be able to take better care of the people around me and the people that I love. So I think I need to change that, because what happens is I'm not functioning at 100% because of getting that inconsistency and giving it out too. And then everything is suffering anyways. I'm not being good as I could possibly be for those people, either for family, friends, and everyone. So I think I need to change that. That's the number one thing I need to do. That's more of a mental thing, more of a, not a goal type thing, but yeah. So I'm overweight. I have problems with overeating. So I think I'm just going to put that in one thing together. So overweight, and I consider this the BMI, so under. When I'm considering weight, I'm considering BMI. So I want to be underweight in respect to the BMI. Yeah, I don't want to, let's just take this here. There we go. So yeah, overweight, underweight, then I'm not poor, but personally I would say I'm poor. So poor versus rich. Okay. And when I say rich, I just mean financial freedom. I'm not talking about being like crazy rich. I'm just talking about being self-sufficient, being financially free. So that's it. There are other goals that I have in here that I have put before, but I don't want to right now. I just want to focus on these, which is one, like health and wealth. I just want to focus on this right now. There's lots of other things that I would like to work on, but I think I'm going to talk about them more in the other parts, not here. So let's move on from here. Since I don't want to go too long in this video, I'm going to keep it hopefully under 30 minutes for sure. So now coming to plans and goals. Instead of talking about individual plans and individual goals, I'm not going to talk to them in several categories. I'm going to divide them up. First of all, I'm going to divide them into health. Oops, I think I misclicked that. Yep, I messed that up. Oh, let's see if I can fix that. There we go. Health, and what I talk about is wealth, but it's not totally wealth category, more of a work category. Anyways, so let's divide this into two. And what I do normally is put 12 hours here and another 12 hours here. So my day is basically evenly divided between doing health things and doing wealth things. So for health things, the first thing would be the most important is rest, which is your sleep. And I'm not going to divide exactly 8 hours into this, but basically it's 8 hours into rest. Then you have your reactivity, or being reactive. Reactivity is basically your reactivating your day from the rest. So this is your morning routine. Not really routine, more of like meditation and exercise. That's what I would call reactivity. It's basically you're reactivating your mind and your body. And so making sure your day goes well. I think reactivity is very important to do first thing in the morning after you wake up, because you're basically exercising, which will wake your body up, get the blood flow going, and also help your mind. But the mind activity, which is meditation, which is relaxing the mind, calming the mind, listening to the mind, and also journaling. Journaling is very important, and just getting basically your goals, getting your mindset correct for the day. So this is something that you need to do probably for an hour in the morning, and this is like me time, what people call like just time to unwind, but people generally count free time as me time. I think this is the true me time, the true self-care time that everyone should be giving at least 30 minutes, if not an hour. But do what you can. Like, even if you're doing 5 minutes of exercise and just 5 minutes of meditation a day, it's fine. Like, that's the perfection in me talking that it should be done for an hour. This is also perfection in me talking that 12 hours. I'm not actually doing that. Like, I just do what I can. This is just to give you a little bit of a pro forma and a little bit of a guidance. It's never like 100%. It's never going to be, and you should not be trying for that 100% key. If I didn't do it exactly, if I didn't sleep in that exact hour of the day or that exact minute of the day, that just ruins everything. Don't do that to yourself. Don't be so mean to yourself. But yeah, reactivity is basically exercise, which right now I'm doing cardio and just losing weight. So I'll talk about the goals in each category a little bit, which is already there in my Habitica and the habits that I have put. So maybe that will come in a separate video, but yeah, just reactivity. Okay, then you have the routine, which this is your routine, your morning routine, your shower, your brush, your teeth, your everything. So it's pretty self-explanatory there. And then repast, which is food. So if you talk about the weight loss goal and losing weight, so you might say, okay, what is important for it? I would say all four are important for your health here. But the most important for losing weight, it would be repast. Repast means meals. So repast is meals, basically food. So I think controlling and not overeating food is very important. But also the reactivity will be important. So exercise and just meditation, because if you're meditating and just being in the right mental state to be able to eat, not overeat, so like they all related. Doing your morning routine, feeling good about yourself in the morning by taking a shower and being dressed up and everything, it will help with your rest of your things. Same with the rest. If I'm well rested, I'm in a good mood, and I've done the reactivity, I've done the routine, then I'm in a good mood to eat food and not overeat, because I'm pretty happy with myself that I'm doing my things, health wise and taking care of my health. On the other hand, if you slept less, you're not going to feel like exercising, you're not going to feel like meditating, or your routine's going to be a mess. You're not take the shower, or not brush your teeth first thing in the morning or early in the morning, or just when you at least after you wake up, and then you repast your meals, you're just gonna not be too bothered because you're not feeling good about yourself, then you're gonna overeat. So they all are related in some way, and so that's something to keep in mind. And then we have on the wealth side, which is your professional work, which is your job, whatever that may be. For me, it is, for the foreseeable present at least, it's going to be poker work, at the same time investment work, and just building up wealth. So professional work is the main one here. And again, if I had to divide it, it would be like 8 to 2 for here, down here, 8 1 1 2 sort of a thing. But anyways, you don't need to divide it, as I said. It's just consider you putting in 12 hours here, and it won't be exact 12 hours. It might be more into wealth, more into health, whatever. It does not matter. As long as you're doing it daily, that's all that matters, and the consistency. Next is professional work, then passion work. Now, passion work is going to be your hobbies, anything you care about, but does not maybe earn you money. It might be earning you money. That would be a passion work. Like YouTube, for me, would be a passion work. Reading a book, taking notes, that would be a passion work. Because while I like doing it, while it's a hobby for me, it's not going to necessarily earn me money. Some days, passion work might be professional work. Like for me, poker is a passion, but it's also professional because I'm actually making money at it. So it depends really on others. It like an investment right now for me, I'm not making money, so it might be more of a passion, but it will, so it might be professional. So they kind of overlap. Don't try to draw exact boundaries on them, but try to make sure you give time to each of these. Then you have your proficiency work. Now, proficiency work is basically studying. Whatever you are working towards, you might want to be improving on it. Suppose you have a passion for learning guitar, studying a book to learn that guitar, studying the book to improve on your professional work, to get better at it. Basically, any sort of education. That is all proficiency work. So, doing a degree, doing anything will fall under proficiency work. Any sort of study, basically. Reading a book, taking notes on it. That's all proficiency work, because you're it's not something that is going to pay off currently. It might be a negative when it comes to your wealth also, but in the long term, it should help you get better at your professional or your passion work. So again, make sure you're doing this daily in some way or the other, even if you're not going to school, going to college, or going to any sort of institution for learning. Do it on your own. It's very important in life for us as humans to just stimulate our mind in some way or the other. Otherwise, it just gets totally dull. So make sure you give time to this. It could be 5-10 minutes a day. It does not matter, as I said. But you need to give time to it. You should do it daily. Just make sure you're doing it consistently daily. Even if it's a minute a day. Take that book in your hand. Just know that once you start reading it, it will be 5-10 minutes before you put it down. It's only that initial hesitance to get that book in your hand to start. Once you start, you're probably going to end up liking it. And then you build up that, you break down the mountain that you had made it into, and you get motivated. But motivation comes after you do the activity, not before. So don't expect to be motivated to start the work. You have to start when you're feeling stressed, frustrated, and not feeling like doing it at all. Don't expect motivation to help you out, ever. That's not what's going to help you out. What's going to help you out is this. Having that plan, knowing why you're doing that, and having the energy and self-control to be able to just start. Because once you start, it'll get easy. It's just the starting that's difficult. And the last type of work is procedural work. For me, procedural work is your chores, anything that I need to do almost daily and does not add in any way to any of the above three. Is kind of procedural work. Like, as I said, routines, chores, so just house chores and stuff like that. Business work that is not professional, not passion, just need to be doing it, sort of a thing. Clean the room, that's procedural. So any sort of work that's movement, that's not taking you any further. It might be washing the dishes, doing the clothes, whatever it is around the household work, some business work maybe even will fall under procedural. Sending some emails out, that all will come under procedural work. So that's all the types of work. And then let's just the last thing we have is what I like to call, let's just erase it here if I have an eraser. There it is. So yeah, I want to be hitting these 8 topics daily is what it is. And that's the plan for 2020, is to make sure that I give time to all these things and not miss any of them. Because as long as I don't miss any of them, I think it's going to be a good year. And then the last thing is your free time, which, as I said, I'm not allotted any time here because it's your reward. It's your reward. It's where you play, be it games, movies, TV shows, music, whatever makes you happy, So this is your free time, basically, is what I like to call the last category. And don't put too much time in here. Make sure this is taken as a reward for doing these above correctly, and not that it's just it should not be like you're spending a majority of your time free and then you give a little time to these. There might be days where you do that, but don't make it a habit of doing that daily, because you'll just kind of get sad. You'll get lazy. So with that said, I think I'm going to call this a video for now. I will come back and talk about the Habatica arranged as per this. And I'm going to do a time tracking. And the time tracking is not to make sure I do all of these activities for a certain time. It's more of just me wanting to make sure I give time to all of them. And then it's always going to be interesting to see how much time I'm giving. And mainly you would want to make sure you don't give yourself too much free time. If you're spending too much time on passion or procedural work in a day, or reactivity, that's not going to really be bad for you in any way. What's going to be bad is if you're spending too much time free. Yeah, so that's all for this video. Until next one, that's all.